Hello, my name is Hugo Ramos. I'm here today with Ricardo Serpa, HR Adventure Tours Director, to talk about making your motorcycle dreams come true. Ricardo, one of the subjects that most people probably want to know about is what should they expect from HR Adventure Tours? Tours. How do you do it?
Great question. Basically, you are asking me how does a tour works, right?
Yes, basically that. I mean, we talked about tours, we talked about the whole experience, but in practical terms, how does it happen?
Okay, I will tell you in detail as much as I can. It all begins with the rider checking our website and seeing the offers that we have there in the US, in Europe, and Morocco.
Where can
right?
you find the website, by the way?
Oh, it's www. It's right here. I've never done that, but it's right below here. www.hertzrides.com.
And then you can find the tours in
And
the
then you
catalog
go
of
to
tours.
the guided tours area
Thank you, thank you.
and you have all the information there. So once the rider picks one or two tours they are interested into checking, they can fill up a form asking for more information if needed. They can even, Hugo, already, if they made up their minds, they can already apply and pay the deposits right on the website, which is a fantastic thing. It makes things very easy.
So you have a digital experience or a customer journey that you can actually take advantage of and just do it online.
Yes. Or they can contact us, email or phone. They can call us and ask for more information. If they don't want to pay the deposit with a credit card, they can do a wire transfer. We are very accommodating. Now, the deposit is usually 20% of the tour, right? Once you pay the deposit, you secure your place,
yes.
right? You have your spot secured. The important thing to say here is that it doesn't mean that the tour is really going to run. Usually it does. But let's say, Hugo, that you want to book a tour 6 months in advance, which is usually the time that people takes
To make their decision.
yeah, they want to ride, they want to plan.
And it's the best thing. I mean, people should think a little bit in advance, so you give
yes.
time for HR Adventure Tours to prepare everything for the beginning of the tours. Right?
Yes. And also on the rider side, they can do research, they can get ready to the experience. When I said it doesn't mean that the tour is going to run, it's because sometimes we may have a situation where just one or two riders decided to.
So you have a minimum number of riders per tour and also a maximum, I believe.
Yes, talking about the maximum first, we try to keep things intimate as much as possible. So I would say that usually it's between 8 and 10 motorcycles. You can ride two up. You can bring your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. And for the minimum size, it depends on each tour. Sometimes we do smaller groups, 5, 6 people. Sometimes the minimum is going to be 7 or 8. It really depends on the tour, on the logistics, on what is involved in each route. Now, if by any chance the tour is not going to happen, we will know that 60 days before, up to 60 days before the departure. We have up to 60 days to confirm the tour.
Okay.
If we don't have the minimum number of riders in that tour, then we will call you 60 or more days in advance and tell you, sorry, Hugo, this tour won't happen. You have the choice of booking the next departure using your deposits, or you have the option of being fully refunded.
Okay,
And that's, of course, a guarantee.
that's fair for the customer. You also, what you're saying is actually you have set dates for the departure of the tours, of most tours, but people can look online and book those dates when they want to start their tours, right?
Of course, we have for each tour, we have usually two departures. One in the first half of the year, the second one, second half of the year, right? We try to use the best times to do the trip. Now, once the tour is confirmed and we call you saying we are going to run it, get ready, then the second phase starts. We are going to ask you for some information, specific information, documents. We need your passport, your license. We need to prepare everything in advance, right? We are going to ask about your health information. It's very important that we know your blood type.
Of course.
Do you have any allergies, any food restrictions? So any special notes, something we
You
should
can
be aware
adapt
of.
and accommodate for all the needs that each customer has.
Exactly. And give you some tips too, because you may want to, you may have some special needs,
Yes.
right? And goes without saying, we need your emergency contact so we can be in touch with your group all the time,
Yes.
right? If needed be. Now, about 2 weeks before the tour starts, Hugo, then we send you the road book that is part of the welcome kit in a printed version. 2 weeks before, we send you a digital version of that, a PDF file. So you can start taking a look of what's going to happen, right? And then, of course, you have the printed version later. And at the same time, we create a WhatsApp group. Are you familiar with WhatsApp?
Yes. I think it's a very common app
Yes.
of people
So,
getting people together around the world. But if not, it's available for iOS or Android in any
we
any
download
country.
it and
Yes.
you learn how to use it in 2 minutes. And then we create the group on WhatsApp, which is an important thing to do because before the tour starts, you get to know a little bit of the other participants. You have questions that other riders may have too, and we are there to answer. And when I say we are there, I'm talking about the tour guide and the tour assistant. So the people who are really going to be with you on the trip.
And you're getting familiar with the names, with some of the things that people may ask that might resound with your own questions, with your own doubts about it.
Exactly. So it's a group thing, which is a fantastic tool to use. And then the big day arrives. First day of the tour. Best way to describe it, let's say you are going to do the Grand California tour. You arrive in LA, right? So how does it work? What you should expect? If you get there on the day the tour starts, we will pick you up at the airport and take you to the hotel, right? At the end of the day, we have the group there and we do a general briefing meeting. We get together and the tour guide and the tour assistant will explain to you most of the tour aspects. How do we ride together? How does the group
The group performs on the road.
performs? What you should be aware of in terms of local traffic laws. what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Does the group behave in case of incidents?
An incident, yep.
What happens if I have a puncture? Okay, don't despair.
Yeah.
The tour assistant will be there to help you, right?
Yes.
And then after that first briefing, you have your welcome kit. The group gets to know each other, and we go for the really first fun part, which is the inaugural dinner. We get together and we have the first taste of local cuisine.
It's the first time and the first opportunity for the group to celebrate together, the being on that special occasion. That's
With some good wine, usually, because on the next day, during the day, you won't be able to see and touch any wine or any alcohol for that matter, right? We are riding motorcycles.
yes.
In the evening, it's another story. So, the next day, second day of the tour, is the actual first day on the road. We meet for breakfast, and then we are ready to start the trip. We go to the bikes, and the tour guide and the tour assistant will do a short briefing telling the group what to expect on that first day. We are going to start from here, ride through these roads, and then we are going to stop in that location.
In a certain time, and
Exactly. At some point, we are going to stop for a quick lunch, a quick snack. In the afternoon, we are going through this route, pay attention to this and that.
I believe in that first occasion you have to deal with a lot of anxiety and
Oh, yes.
and even some stress from people. They just want to sit on a bike and start riding because that's what they've been dreaming about in the past days.
It's totally expectable, and we know it. First half an hour, it's a new bike, it's a new road, it's a new country. You should be feeling a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And that's what you were looking for. And that's why you
Decided
are
to take the tour. Yes.
on a guided tour. Because we know that we anticipate this kind of feeling, and we are there to help you. It's very important to notice you are not there to perform to any of the other riders, right? We want you to have an experience that is fulfilling, rewarding, and not intimidating at all. So don't worry about what the group is expecting from you or what even the tour guide or the tour assistant. We are not expecting anything. We want you to have the best possible time.
At your own pace,
So,
at your own time.
if you need to stop because the mirrors are not looking quite right or your seat is too low, we stop, we fix it, and we go, right? At the end of the day, we arrive at our destination, usually mid-afternoon, late afternoon. We try not to ride in the evening. Every now and then, it may happen.
Yes.
Right? You are riding and something happens, someone has a puncture, a road is closed, we have to do a detour. We are going to arrive at the hotel a little later. But it's part of the adventure.
The adventure, yes. Usually it's not the case. We can say that.
No, I would say that 95% or more of the time it doesn't happen. But be prepared. The key word here is the very overused word adventure, but we mean it when we say an adventure. And then you have time to know the place, get acquainted with the hotel, and we go for dinner, right? Which should be something very local, very typical. And the next day, rinse and repeat.
So you basically, I mean, doing a repeat, of course, you're taking another route, another roads, another stops, another everything. But I would say there's not a lot of Even though there's a routine in terms of the things people do, the tour is always exciting. I mean, every day is a new days and new discoveries and it's a new adventure.
Yes.
I would go to that word again. But how do you manage the whole energy of the group throughout the tour?
It happens quite naturally, Hugo. One of the things that people realize when they do a motorcycle tour, it's they may be afraid of getting tired or of not being fit to do so many miles or kilometers every day. And then they quickly learn, they quickly realize that every day they wake up looking forward to do more. Because the day before has been so amazing. They saw so many different things, experienced so many different feelings. And they want more. They want to keep on doing it. One of the things that we hear a lot when the tour ends, oh, I'm ready to wake up tomorrow and do it all over again.
Again, yeah.
And best way to do it, you go home and you start dreaming and planning for next year's tour, right?
And but Ricardo, one of the things are how long are people riding every day? I mean, is there a lot of mileage, a lot of kilometers doing the rides, or is measured to be comfortable for everyone?
Well, this is one of the main concerns people have before they go on the actual tour, Hugo. We have all kinds of riders. Some people are used to do long distances every day. Some people, they just commute or they are the weekend rider. So they are not sure whether they are able to do 300 kilometers, even 400 kilometers on a single day. And when we get asked, we have to adapt our answers to the type of tour we are doing. So if you ask me, is 300 kilometers a lot? Let's say 190 miles. Is this a lot to do in a day? And it depends on where we are riding. So if we are riding in the Alps, it's a good day, right? Very balanced. Why? We have narrow roads, full of switchbacks. You won't go quick. You want to enjoy
You want to enjoy the twisties,
curves,
the roads, everything, and then
and the
you,
views.
you want to stop frequently, probably.
Taking photos. So I would say 200 miles, pretty good, even 150, right? Now, if you ask me about tours in the US, good roads,
Yes.
even the secondary roads, these amazing, the roads are begging you to ride.
Yes, that open
to keep on
scenery,
going. Yeah.
the western looks, I mean, those landscapes that transport us to a different imaginary of
Exactly.
the Wild West.
You do 200 miles like that, even in the morning, without realizing it, right? So of course we don't want you to ride 600 miles in a day, in a single day. But so it really depends on where we are doing. But trust me, we try to do it. As I said before, I scouted every single day. So I try to keep in mind that.
But you also balance on some of the longer tours, this riding days with rest days, I believe.
Yes. We usually, I would say, it's not a norm, but the longer tours, 14 and 15 days long, they usually have 2 to 3 rest days for different reasons. You may need to rest. Really, when I say rest, I mean it. In a place where all you have to do that day, enjoy the sun by the poolside, drinking a margarita, relaxing, catching up with emails and so on. Or we may have a rest day that is based on the location we are. To give you a good example, Andalusia in the south of Spain You've been there, right?
I've been there. It's a amazing place to ride, to eat, to live. It's a really joyful
Yes.
and happy place to be. Yeah.
One of my favorite places. Why? Because people don't realize how interesting and how diversified it is. So if you do the Deep Andalusia tour, it's 15 days out of Malaga on the coast. There are 3 stops in this tour that are must-stop places: Sevilla, Granada, and Cordoba. These are places, if you talk to someone and you say, I've been to Andalusia for 2 weeks. Really? Have you been to Sevilla? Yes. And Cordoba and Granada. So we stop these days there and we have 2 nights. The rest day is for you to explore, not on a motorcycle. Now, you always have the option. If you don't want to explore and you are just dying to be
Riding.
riding more and more, you are in Granada, take the bike.
Yes.
I will tell you how to go to Sierra
Sierra
Nevada.
Yes, it's just a beautiful mountain. You can have amazing roads up there. So
And you may tell yourself, I'm relaxing on a bike,
exactly.
right? So some tours like the Alps tours, we stop in a fantastic little town, Hugo, called Livigno, on the border of Italy and Switzerland, near St. Moritz. It's a rest day, an official rest day. So you can enjoy the town, beautiful place to be, or you can join the group, whoever wants to ride. The tour guide will go and do a 200 kilometers loop and visit St. Moritz and Davos and go back. So we are flexible. Same thing goes to Florence in Italy and so on.
Ricardo, let me ask you just a last question to wrap up this whole block. Am I right saying that beside an amazing experience riding a bike, you probably will get a different bunch of people that are strangers, and you went on a final day with a group of friends because they rode together? Is this true?
Absolutely true. I would say lifelong friends. The bond, Hugo, that is created, and you know this very well, the bond that is created when you get a group of people who never met and they experience days on the road, seeing things for the first time, facing sometimes bad weather, it may happen, right? Facing a road tour, the challenges and the joys. At the end of the tour, by the end of the tour, they are lifelong friends. They feel like they know each other. They have known each other for years. And more than that, they want to repeat the experience and repeat the group. Let's do this together next year, guys. This time it's not Morocco. This time, let's go to the US. Let's do Route 66. Or let's explore the Wild West. And this is something really neat because you get to know new people on the road, the locals. You get to interact with them, but you also get to know new riders, new friends, like-minded people.